Hey, Miss Mary and Margot and 12B Georgia and Jeff B. Thank you for coming in right on time. I'll tell you, we've got a good show for you today. We have a special guest, as you can see, is Fight and Defend,
Hello,
and
everyone.
this guy's a deep diver. He digs into stuff that's a lot deeper than where I go. But I just want to gather everybody in here, and I want to thank you all for being here. Hit the like button on the way in or the way out. Rebel Jack, how you doing? Tony Patriot, my brother, good to see you, man. So the comment, hit the bell icon, do all that stuff. But I want you to remember that I am doing a small subscriber drive. I have a 1 ounce silver ingot, 999.5 silver. And I'm also adding to it Trump coin 2020. It has the eagle on the backside, as you can see, and it's in its own little case. But anyway, when I reach 1,500 subscribers, I'm going to give that away to somebody who's left a comment on a recent video. And by a recent video, I mean since the 1st of February. So anyway, that's that with the silver. If you want it, leave a comment. Your name will go in the hat. My PayPal information, I hope somebody will put it in the links below in the chat. And if not, don't worry about it. People, I'm not here to make money. I want to mention Alex at Disabled Vets Perspective. He's got a great idea and he's getting it working together. It's going to come to pass. Looking at the 15th, 16th, and 17th of May, we're going to have a meet and greet in Florida. So everybody stay on top of Alex at Disabled Vets Perspective so you can stay up on the latest information about that. But Fight and Defend and I have already locked ourselves in. We're going. We're gonna meet down there. So if you live anywhere in the Southeast and you want to meet fellow patriots, it doesn't matter if you're a content creator or not. If you want to meet some of your fellow patriots, join in the fun because the 15th, 16th, and 17th of May, we're looking to have a meet and greet. And I think it'd be a lot of fun. And of course, we'll be doing a lot of live streams and videos and all that kind of stuff. So join us, get involved. Gun Loving Grandpa, Tactical Tech, Philip Turner. Thank you guys, man, for coming in.
Hello to everybody saying hi to me. I cannot write back to you for whatever reason.
But for some reason, Fight and Defend's chat isn't working. I don't know what that is, but so if you have anything to say to him, I'll try to relay it. But I have a little disclaimer I want to read before we get started because I'll tell you things seem to me anyway, to get out of hand a little bit when we're talking about this, right, left, Republican, Democrat, conservative, liberal, is getting to the point to where it's fixing to explode. And I just want to make a little disclaimer here because I have a Bible study on Sunday, and there's no way that I can do a Bible study on Sunday and hope and pray that the Holy Spirit guides me if I'm full of hate. I can't be wanting people dead. I can't be saying we need to kill these people. So I'm going to do a little disclaimer here, and then we're going to get started. But this channel is about getting the truth out to the public, and it's not anything but to be done in a responsible manner. We patriots are concerned about overreach and the satanic progressive demon rat party. But I can't allow my channel to become a channel of hate and wanting to kill those that we disagree with. That's what the Democrats are doing, and I just won't be a party to the rhetoric calling, for the killing of our political enemies, even if I agree. This is a public forum. I can't be putting hate out there and hope that this channel will survive. So if you want to spread hate instead of knowledge, then don't waste your time coming to this channel. You know, we have more than enough haters on YouTube. And it concerns me that our patriots are calling for death and destruction in America. You know, I despise the party of the left. But if I expect to have a YouTube channel for any length of time, you know, then we all need to be on the same page. I have to monitor my own channel. I have moderators who monitor the chat, but it's got to the point where now I have to moderate my own channel because the line has been drawn in the sand. You know, even though we agree with the hope, willing to save America, even if it means that war in the streets, in our towns, in our cities, I'm willing to fight and I'm willing to die for this country and our Constitution. But calling on America to rise up to kill another American in order to make a political point is bordering on criminal. And it shows the world that we're truly a divided country. We may be a divided country, but one side eventually is going to win, and it needs to be us, the American patriots. It needs to be us who stand on the side of good, the side of right. And yes, even if you're not a religious person, the side of God, because that's what our country was founded on. You know, I believe we're heading for an armed conflict in America. And it will not become, you know, I won't become just a wanton killer. I'm not just going to go out and kill people for the sake of killing. I will fight and die for America, but I will not participate in the calls to murder demon rats wherever they stand, you know, until we have no other option. You know, if the left fires the first shot, then they're going to die. We all know that. We don't have to preach it. We all know it. We're American patriots. We're God-loving, gun-owning Americans, and we're going to stand and fight. And we all know it. And now they're starting to know it. Let's stop acting like the demon rats. Let's be patriots. You know, let's profess to be a patriot and then act like it. Righteous indignation is not a free pass to commit blatant murders, even if you think it's right. Patriots in America have to stand on the side of good. If you don't believe in God, so be it. But you have to believe in the yin-yang. For every positive, there's a negative. For every good, there's an evil. So good has to come from somewhere. It needs to come from us, the American patriots, who stand shoulder to shoulder, side by side, ready to fight and die and defend this Constitution, this country, and each other.
Absolutely.
You know, if it came to war right now with another country and they were invading American soil, I would defend every Democrat just as strongly as I would defend an American patriot. So why is it we are willing to defend this nation against all enemies, but yet within this country we are divided? And we're divided to a point to where we may never reconcile. So with that, I'm going to leave it with you. I wanted to get that out there because that's been bothering me. You know, I despise them, but yet I'm not going to call for, you know, needless murder in the streets to get rid of them. So how are we going to do this? What are we going to do to fight everything that's coming at us? John, you know, tell us a little bit about, you know, hey, these Democrats running for president. How about them?
Yeah. Well, I will tell you this, the feedback that I'm getting is what everybody's doing is starting to show and take effect. These guys are getting nervous. They really are. Even if you watch some of the more left TV shows, they're talking about it. They know. They're getting scared now. They know that we're not playing.
Yeah.
We don't. Just the fact that we're getting the truth out has them on the run. And like we spoke, I said, we just got to keep slamming them, keep dragging them out through the mud, and they'll either smarten up or they'll leave. I mean, do I personally see it coming to a bloodbath? Yes, I've been saying it for years.
Yep.
Where we are now, there's no turning back. The United States is way ahead in their tolerance level of where they were from the first Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
So all it's going to take is a spark, but they know it now. Today, the Virginia did not pass the assault weapons ban.
Amen to that. That was good news.
They actually had 4 Democrats that crossed over.
Yep.
And said that they won. But this is the mentality of some of the people. Oh, and it's not going to come up now. Of some of the people that we're dealing with. Hang on one second.
Thank you, James. Jip or Jippy Jippy. I don't know how that's said, but thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
Hang on one second.
Hey, Mark Miller, 12B Georgia, Tigger.
It said before the bill failed, Virginia Secretary of Public Safety and Homeland Security, Brian Moran, underscored the resolve some Democrats have to get an assault weapons ban done. He said Americans do not have a right to own such firearms under the Constitution.
Oh, really?
Assault weapons are not protected.
Firearms.
By the Second Amendment. Yep. Assault weapons are not protected by the Second Amendment because they are weapons of war, Moran said. Oh, yeah? Well, whose opinion is that?
Warren's.
Yeah, well, it's not mine.
Mine either.
But it's working, people. We got to keep slamming them. We got to keep pulling, bringing the truth out, getting the people awake. They know it. They're getting nervous now. It's happening. So what everybody's doing is starting to pay off. We got a long road ahead of us, but it is doing good.
Yeah, it is. And brother, we just we need to support these good people that are trying to do the right thing.
Yeah.
You
know what's funny is this Brian Moran that said this. His brother was also in the Virginia legislature, and he is pro-gun. And this one, the one that's in now, is anti-gun.
Imagine that.
So we got the wrong one in there.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, everybody, keep doing what we're doing. They know it. They're getting nervous. They know it. I was telling Bobby that one of the talk show guys, I can't think of his name offhand right now, just said the other night on Bill Maher said the other night on his show, he was telling the Democrats and the lefts that you may want to think about embracing the Republicans and the conservatives because they're the ones with the guns and you guys don't have any, and they're not in a good mood right now. So.
And hopefully with all of these restrictive gun laws that they've been able to pass in these states across America, maybe that's going to stop these scared demon rats from going and purchasing guns because they can't meet the criteria to buy one.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been trying to restrict our gun purchases and everything else for years. And they have restricted them to some extent.
You know what's funny? I just had an elderly gentleman the other day bring me over some books on guns and hunting from the early 70s. And they were talking about bills on banning guns. And this is back from the 70s. It was kind of comical. But listen, I've said it before. They're getting nervous. They're throwing out any law that they can right now. As I tell people get all upset, get all stressed out about it.
Yeah.
Don't let it stress you, because when the time comes, their laws ain't going to matter anyways.
They're not going to matter a bit.
No, because
Rebel Jack said George Washington spoke many times on the Second Amendment. Any weapon the military has should the people.
Yes.
And I agree. So everybody should have an armored personnel carrier parked in their neighborhood. They ought to have a 50 caliber machine gun mount on top. All you got to do is bolt it down.
My HOA would love that. Having an MRAP in my driveway.
Yeah, your homeowners association might get upset with you.
Yeah, bring it on. Give me a ticket. I'll show you how this thing works.
I mean, I used to do a lot of work in those kind of neighborhoods, where you had that homeowners association. And if you were going to rebuild a deck or build a fence, they had to come out and look at it. And, they had to have blueprints. They didn't want you to have a hand drawing of what you're fixing to do. They wanted you to go out and get an engineer and, draftsman and do all this stuff for just a fence. There's certain things I know as a homeowner you can do, but there's a lot of things you can't do in one of those communities. Is that right?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Is that some kind of living censorship?
I've run into them, and we have gone nose to nose. The last time that they were here to try to ticket I have a flatbed trailer in my driveway. They tried to ticket it, and I confronted them at the sidewalk, and I said, "What do you need?" I knew what he wanted. He goes, "You can't have that trailer in your yard." I said, "Do I come to your house and tell you how to live?" He goes, "No." I said, "Apparently it's time I start." Call him down on it. You're taking food from my family. I can return the favor.
No, I understand. Yeah, but yeah, there you go.
I've been tagged 3 times for it at $150 a clip.
Yeah, but see, that's because you're an individual. You're not part of the hive mentality, and that's what it takes to live in an HOA.
Well,
I mean,
now here's the deal. I know we want to talk about this, but while we're on this issue, and this is how the system works. All right. The last guy from code enforcement that I dealt with, he ended up being ex-law enforcement. And
damn, I thought you was going to say executed.
No, he somehow found out that I was. So we got into a pretty good conversation. And by the time I got done talking to him, he was so mad about the whole thing. He had told me, he goes, "Well, the lady who's behind this whole program," he said, "go down her road and videotape all the boat trailers and RVs in their yards." He said, "We were told by her that we cannot ticket anybody on her road." Same county.
Hey, Black Spring Autumn. Good to see you.
So we got into this whole thing. My neighborhood needs the roads redone. So she sends us a notice saying the roads are going to be done. It's going to cost each homeowner an extra $1,200 a year until it's paid for. It's going to be like $12 million for 11 miles of road. So I started looking into it, and one company accepted the bid or put in a bid for it, and it was accepted. I looked into it. The company that put in the bid was her brother-in-law. So I raised a stink about it. I was denied access to the meeting, but I let other people know when they stood up and raised their voice about it. And that was it. That was the last we heard of it. No more.
If that's something.
But that goes to show you how quick it is.
But that's America today. That's what we've become. We've become an association of people, and we need to be a people by association instead. Yep. And I want to bring, did I bring up Alex already about the meet and greet?
Yes.
Okay,
yeah.
Cool. I didn't want to forget about that. Remember, we have a meet and greet coming up in May. So jump in on that. Go to Disabled Vets Perspective. He'll have all the information for you there. So tell me a little bit about these politicians. I know you were talking about Buttigieg earlier.
Yeah. This is deep, guys. I had mentioned there a few weeks back about a group. Give me a second. There's so much that Shadow Incorporated.
Right.
George Soros was behind that.
Oh, yeah.
Well, come to find out, George Soros, Hillary Clinton, Obama, and Zuckerman are behind that group. Now, Shadow Incorporated is an off branch of Acronym.
Right.
acronym used to be ACORN.
Exactly.
ACORN was tied up in bogus voter registration.
Yeah, y'all guys got to remember back quite a few years for that, but Acorn's been around a while. Yeah.
So they keep changing their name to try to hide who they are. It has been found out that they are the ones that sabotage the Iowa caucus.
Really?
Yes, and they were also the ones that funded the Alabama disinformation campaign.
We're talking about Roy Moore in Alabama back in 2016, right?
They were the ones. It was a billionaire, a Silicon Valley billionaire, Reid Hoffman, funded the creation of Acronym, the group that sabotaged the Iowa caucus results after bankrolling voter manipulation campaigns, including the notorious false flag operations in Alabama's 2017 race. So you go deeper into this, and there is a young lady who does very well for herself. One of the most beneficiaries of Hoffman's wealth is Acronym CEO Tara McGowan. She's a 33-year-old former journalist and an Obama for American veteran. She's doing pretty good for herself. Well, then you dig down even deeper, and it said once touted as a weapon of a woman whose innovative tactics make her critically important to the Democratic Party. McGowan's name is now synonymous with the fiasco in Iowa. But she also happens to be married to the senior advisor to Pete Buttigieg's presidential campaign.
Well, didn't he win Iowa? Or wasn't all the outlets saying, well, yeah, he probably won?
Yeah.
Because I don't even know if they've came up with a winner yet.
They haven't. Bernie won it, and they couldn't have Bernie win it.
Yep.
And this thing goes deeper and deeper and deeper. The problem that I have with Buttigieg is he has serious backing. And when I say serious backing, we're talking ex-CIA, deep state.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Now, Buttigieg is just a mayor. All right. He's just a small guy on a big pond. He is
tactical technician. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Thank you very much for monitoring the chat for me. Thank you, brother. Go right ahead.
Buttigieg has spent close to $800,000 for his security detail. His security detail were members of Blackwater. Well, Blackwater.
We know what Blackwater is.
Absolutely. Now they're called Academia. They had to change their name because of bad publicity. So it's incredible. He comes across as a very calm individual, harmless. This guy is deep state. Deep.
Yeah, he wants to come across as the queer little mayor out of Indiana who's a nobody. He's innocent. He's just, he's a queer, and that's his only downfall. But see, he's going to use that queerness in him to really raise himself up.
Yeah.
Because he's now placating to every homosexual in America, be you woman, man, LGBTQ, transgender, transvestite, or whatever you are. And he's also going to get all of the far right liberal left. I mean, the far left liberal.
Yeah.
He's going to get all of them too. So that's why he's doing so well.
Yeah.
And hey, he may well get the nomination. I mean, who are we?
Some of his top recipients of donations are from staff members from the Department of Homeland Security, the State Department, and the Justice Department.
Really?
Yeah.
And he has ties to 3-letter agencies, right?
Oh, yes, he does. Big time. Big time.
And he's a simple mayor from Indiana.
Yeah.
Imagine that, my friends.
Kind of spooky.
That's sort of like that senator from Chicago that just appeared out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Remember him? He did two terms as president.
It's funny that you say that, because one of how they started off is, who is he and where the hell did he come from?
Exactly. We need to see, history is going to repeat itself. So why aren't we smart enough to know what's happening? Look what happened with Barack Obama. A no-name, nobody senator from Kenya becomes president. And now we got a no-name, nobody mayor out of middle country Indiana. And now he's going to be the savior of the people.
Yeah.
It never ends.
It even says that coup plotters and CIA agents fill Pete Buttigieg's list of national security endorsers.
Oh my goodness.
He's got actually, I got the list, 218 people. It's crazy. It's scary, actually. I mean, some of the people, you know, I'm kind of leery on even saying, because I figure I'll get a knock on my door.
Well, Tigger says that he thinks that mayors have a lot closer connections to the feds than we actually think they do.
Yeah. So
that makes sense, Tigger. It does. It does.
Yeah, it's
maybe I need to run for mayor.
The only thing I don't understand, all right, is Hillary is with this group Shadow.
Right.
But they're hinting that Hillary is possibly going to run as vice for Bloomberg.
I would love for that to happen.
I don't understand.
And Trump can kick both of them at the same time.
Yeah, but I don't understand what their reasoning behind this is yet. I got to dig into that.
Well, I've read a couple of articles on that, and it's all Bloomberg. Hillary has said nothing about it pretty much. But you know as well as I do that if he were to get the nomination and he asked her, she would jump at it, have him assassinated. I mean, Arkansaded.
Yeah.
And then she's president.
Yeah.
I mean, he's 78 years old. She's 72?
He's got a death wish if he runs with her. If he runs with her.
Anybody who has any contact with Hillary Clinton is liable to wind up Arkansaded.
Well, that's, you know, it just doesn't make any sense. She's in this group. She's putting money into this group, but then she's running against them.
Okay, Tigger wants to know, brother, how do people contact you, Fight and Defend? Because you don't put content out there, so they were just wondering how to get in touch with you. You want to put up an email or something?
Yeah, we could. Oh, no, I can't. I can't on this. I can't write on it.
I can add a banner. What do you want the Bobby get shed of him? Then be okay. Right. Yeah, Tac Texas, I should run for mayor. Maybe I will. Heck, I don't know. I've been living here long enough.
I don't, I mean, we've discussed it. I don't do my own shows just because it takes so much time.
I'll tell you what, here's what we'll do. If you want to get in touch with Tactical Technician, get in touch with me, leave me a comment, call me. My phone number is in my about section of my YouTube channel. So call me and I will hook you up with Fight and Defend.
Yeah.
Because he likes to be incognito.
You talking Tigger?
Yeah, I've talked well to Tigger and anybody else.
Yeah, Tigger was asking.
That might want to get in touch with you, but
Luciano.
the big one, Elizabeth.
Yeah. Yeah, you got that right.
Sanford is. I wonder how many of you young people like Tactical Technician even knows who Fred Sanford is.
You know, the other part of this, guys, is, and this is serious.
Get down.
He's got a lot of millionaire backers and billionaire backers. One of the backers that he has is one that has control over social media on what's
Zuckerberg.
Yes, and what's being said, and who's allowed to speak and who's not allowed to speak. Um,
Wow.
it's getting serious. These guys are putting down serious money on Buttigieg to get him in office. If he was to get in, I don't know who's the worst or two evils, Hillary or Buttigieg, just because of his connections. He has got some deep connections. He really does.
Yeah, I mean, he's connected with Blackwater. Is that right?
Yeah.
Y'all know who Blackwater is. I mean, everybody should know who they are. They're nothing but a mercenary organization.
Yep.
They're soldiers for hire, right?
Yes. Oh yeah. Yeah.
And
No.
to me, that's a mercenary.
They were the reason why they changed their name from Blackwater to Academia was because of live footage they did when they were over in Afghanistan.
Right.
A citizen was walking across the street and they mowed her down with an MRAP and they laughed about it. And they took heat for that. So they changed their name to Academia.
Ah, okay. I didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So Blackwater is nothing more than a mercenary organization. And if people my age, and maybe you even fight and defend, you can remember back when you'd see movies on TV about mercenaries.
Oh yeah.
And they were not very good people.
No.
You know, and I don't believe that Blackwater is a bunch of good ex-soldiers who just want to go defend their country. If they did, they would still be in the military.
And you know, the thing about them guys, they have some serious advanced technology.
Sure.
Serious stuff. A friend of mine, and I'll leave it at that, has informed me, and he knows firsthand. He was telling me stuff that made the hair on my neck stand up. I'll tell you what. They got they do most of the surveillance, all your drone surveillance and stuff. They're behind all that. They're big.
Yeah, and it's never mentioned in our budget. You know, I'd love to see what we pay Blackwater, or should I say Media, or whatever they're called now.
Academia, yeah, big money.
Academia.
Big money.
Yeah, how much money are we giving them out of our defense budget?
Yeah.
And what are they doing? You know, if they're doing all of this, then what are our troops doing? Holding perimeter guard around a bunch of tents?
If we do the meet and greet, I'll explain it to people, but I'm not going to explain it over the air because
I don't want you to.
If I do, it'll be the last you'll see of me.
Well, so, we have an understanding between ourselves, Fight and Defend and I do, that sometimes there are some topics that we just can't cover.
Yeah.
Due to, for one, his affiliation with people in different agencies, and mine just because I have a YouTube channel. So we have to be careful about what we do. So we're going to have a meet and greet in May in Florida. So get with Alex at Disabled Vets Perspective. Let him know you're interested, get signed up, get all the information. And in May, we can talk about these kind of things face to face, without outside interference. So that'll be a great time. I'm really looking forward to it.
Just to let people know, if you'd like to help out and do a GoFundMe page for Al Sharpton, poor Al is still over $900,000 in the hole from his 2004 presidential campaign. He hasn't paid it. He's hurting. If you guys want to just give a little to him, it'd be very nice of you.
No, wait a minute, John. Okay, so Al Sharpton ran for president in 2004.
Yeah, 15 years ago. 15 years ago.
Yeah, and how much was his bill?
$1 million.
So $1 million, and he still owes $900,000.
974,000 to be exact.
18 years later.
15. Yeah, 15.
Yeah, whatever. So he hasn't paid his bill in at least 15 years.
Yeah.
But he's yet a senator, right?
Yeah. Listen, I'll be nice. He's a profit pimp. I'm telling you right now.
No, Philip, he did not pay his back taxes.
Oh, no.
No, you can forget that.
No, but if it was any of us, we'd be dead, or we'd be in jail, or as we say, under the jail.
That's exactly right. Tactical Tech says, don't talk about it or you'll die of natural causes or from a bullet in the back of the head called suicide.
Yeah.
I added the suicide part there.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you right now, I'm not homicidal or suicide. So if anything happens to me, you know.
Exactly. I'm going to tell you right now, if anybody tells you I killed myself, call the cops, because
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you right now, I ain't going to kill myself. Call me a coward, call me whatever you want to. But I'm not going to kill myself. I have no desire to do so.
Hell no, I want to be around for this.
Yeah, I mean, I'm 65 years old in another month or two, and I want to, I want to live to see that. I mean, but now you talk about a milestone. For me, that's a milestone. So when I reach 65, I'm probably looking. Well, I already know I'm looking at the downhill side of my life. And maybe if we hang together, and as friends and YouTube blast, or we go to another platform and we join up there. Either way, it doesn't matter. Y'all may know me when I'm 75. I hope I live that long. Yeah, hopefully we'll have a long time together. But go ahead. I know you got something else.
Yeah, another thing that I wanted to say, it's actually a little bit of good news, is that Shadow Incorporated, who was Hillary and Obama and Soros and all those guys,
right?
They're in a rage. They were really hoping that the impeachment would still be going on. They wanted it to drag on well into the elections.
Makes sense.
And it didn't. And that's why they are pushing for impeachment 2.0.
Can you believe that?
Yep.
I saw that this morning. I thought, how crazy can it be?
Yep. So, as I've said for years with the Democrats, anything they do turns into a shit show. The house of cards is falling in. It really is. They're nervous. They're watching us. They are watching what we're saying. They're paying attention, and they're getting the feedback, and they're not liking what they're hearing. I really think the closer we get to the election, or if the coronavirus was to come to the U.S. and we started speaking about it, we'll all be locked out of our channels. I really believe that.
Yep. You can expect it at any time. Luciano said that Al Sharpton is as corrupt as they come fighting to defend.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And we have Giselle and Arlene have popped in here. Good to see you. See, Democrats need impeachment to give them a chance at the presidency.
Yeah.
That's the only chance they have. Yeah. And in order to do that, they have to impeach not just Trump, but Pence as well. Of course, now, if Trump was impeached, Pence would become president, Pelosi would become vice.
Yeah.
And then Hillary would use her little wand as a witch, and then Pence would disappear. And then Pelosi's president, Hillary's vice. And then guess what? Pelosi disappears, and now Hillary's president. Eventually.
Pelosi's
she has to be looking at all of these scenarios of how she could get there.
Pelosi's done. Her goose is cooked. But like I've told you, Bobby, the deeper down the rabbit hole I go, it's the same people under different corporation names over and over and over again. It really is. It's almost mind-boggling. It really is. You get in, like I got deep into a week ago, invested in Bill Gates and his wife.
Oh, yeah.
It is unbelievable how those people make their money from our tax dollars. It is crazy. It really, really is crazy.
Yeah, we're talking billions, not millions.
Billions of dollars.
Yeah.
Yep. Billions.
You know what they say? If you want to make money, you got to have money.
Yep. I got a thing here where Acorn was endorsing Obama. All right. He got out of college, did a little bit of work here and there, and is able to come up with $800,000 to front Acorn to get his boats out.
Well, sure. Jeez. Same thing with Buttigieg. But I have to mention this right quick. I haven't seen Calamity Rain in here before. Good to see you. Be sure you subscribe. Is Hillary Clinton really in the mix for president or vice? Yeah. Let me put it to you this way. if she was asked, yes, she would run.
Yeah.
And if there's a contested convention, don't be surprised if she don't jump in then. Hillary's not done yet.
No. If you guys, personally, my personal feeling is if you guys think the last election was a nightmare, wait till this one.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
It's going to be absolutely crazy.
And we've talked about it. If the left side wins, there's going to be problems. If the right side wins, there's going to be problems. It's going to be nuts. So get ready, people.
Yeah, you already have Bernie Sanders people saying that if he doesn't get the nomination on the first vote at the Democrat National Conference, that they will burn down the city and others.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're going to wreak havoc across America.
But the thing that's nice, though, is the Dems are imploding.
Sure.
They're going after each other now. We're kind of like all just
there you go.
Eating popcorn and drinking some cold brewskis and watching this show. I mean, it's going to get ugly, ugly, ugly.
They're going to be cutting each other's throat left and right.
Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah. And that's what we need.
I'm going to tell you, Biden's pedophilia might come out.
Oh, yeah.
You might find out about Elizabeth Warren and her gigolos that she pays for. You might even hear that Buttigieg is not just gay, he's also a predator.
Yeah.
I mean, you never know what you're going to find out about these people.
Yeah, Warren.
They're going to be cutting each other's throat.
Elizabeth Warren, who wants the new Green Deal and climate change. But before she filed the run for, president, all her stocks and her oil fracking investments were signed over to her kids.
Well, yeah, and that way she couldn't be held accountable.
Yeah,
but could still reap the benefit.
Funny how that works. Do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah, and that's exactly right.
Yeah.
But see, we're not supposed to know that.
And that's why they're nervous. Because we do know it and we're getting it out there. And
that's what's making it so crazy. And you've got so many idiots. I mean, true idiots running for the Democrat nomination. I mean, I cannot think of a single one of them that I could call sane. I mean, you got Biden, Uncle Creepy Pedophile Biden. I mean, he's making so many gaffes. He's in Nevada calling it California. He doesn't even know where he's at.
Listen, look at what he's saying to his voters, his voting base.
Oh, he's cussing them out.
Yeah, I mean, insulting them. I mean, really?
Yeah.
The more I watch him, it's almost like he is a decoy.
Sure he is. Yeah, I believe that.
Something stinks in this fishbowl. He's telling his own voting base off.
Yeah.
And then we got Buttigieg, who's getting endorsed by Shadow, who is part of Hillary, but yet Hillary, rumor has it, would run vice to Bloomberg.
How do you know she wouldn't run vice to Buttigieg? Think about that.
I don't think she would.
Oh, I don't know. What it's a lot better to be vice president to a queer than it is to a straight white guy.
Yeah.
And heck, maybe he'll die of AIDS early in office and she can take over.
Well, they can both go out dress shopping. Oh, did I say that? I'm sorry. I was using my outside voice. I apologize.
I'll tell you what, it doesn't matter. We got good people in the chat and they're talking to each other. And I'll tell you, man, that's what I like to see. I like to see you guys interact. And even if we're just voices in the background, we're glad you're here. So y'all hang in there, stay with us. We got a few minutes left. So
just keep fighting the good fight, people. I'm telling you, like I said in the beginning, the feedback I'm getting is it's paying off. They're getting nervous. They're getting antsy. They know what's coming.
Yeah.
They know what's coming.
They have to, even if they don't, their minions know it.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't surprise me a bit if they're hiding some of this stuff from these people. Maybe they don't even let them watch regular news. Maybe they keep them sequestered in a little spot and they tell them how great they are all the time.
Yeah.
Because you've got these people whispering in their ears every day. Oh, you're the greatest thing, Elizabeth Warren. You're the greatest thing, Joe Biden. Hillary, you should be queen. I mean, they're getting fed.
Yep.
Their egos are getting fed from somewhere.
Yeah. But in the meantime,
Thank you, Tigger. I agree.
in the meantime, these indictments, I think, are slowly being served. We haven't seen the bulk of it yet, but it's coming. It's coming. They're investing a lot of money and a lot of time into a lot of people right now.
Well, the Empire Post, thank you for being here, Empire. Unfortunately, the establishment Republicans are just the other wing of the same bird.
Oh, I
See
agree.
the latest video from JBS on their solution to climate change. Climate change is being engineered,
I agree.
like everything else
Yeah.
is being either engineered or fabricated.
Listen, I've been saying for a long time, it doesn't matter what side, they're all in bed together.
Yeah.
It's the haves and have-nots.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, Mark Miller. I agree with you. Yeah, I think they hid the true numbers from Hillary. I really do. I think she really believed she was going to win.
Listen, they expected her to win, all of them. That's why everything is in shambles right now. And we're getting all this crap on, they're watching what we say. And look at the hell Trump's going through. There's a reason for it. They thought she was done.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, it's a darn good thing she's not, because like I told you, I got a friend of mine.
I don't even know if we would exist as a nation anymore.
No, we wouldn't. My buddy called me the night before and said, if she gets in, come to the house in the morning. We're going to war.
Yep. Empire's Post, man. Glad you're here. The elephant in the room is for totalitarianism government is the UN.
Yep.
And that's true.
Yep.
That's true.
Yeah, it's we're in for a rough road. We really are.
But and that's all we can hope for, though, is the best. We pray for the best, hope for the best, and prepare for the worst.
Prepare for the worst.
Yep, you have to.
We can't. The days of fence sitting are over. It's time to decide.
I call them fence straddlers.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't sit on that proverbial fence any longer.
No.
And be undecided about which way you're going to go. It's time to take a stand because it may be your last stand. And, I don't think it's going to be any of us patriots that calls this final outcome. I think it's going to be the distraught and scared left that are going to lash out, if for nothing else, for fear, because they know that they're losing, and it's going to be a last-ditch effort.
Yeah.
It's going to happen, people. All you can do is, hey, Sam, all you can do is be prepared.
Yeah.
That's all you can do.
Yeah. Luciano, I'm not surprised. Luciano made a comment about Sam.
Oh, you got your chat finally.
I can't write.
Oh, but you can read. Okay.
Writing. I'm not surprised about that at all. Listen, El Chapo Guzman, when they convicted him in the United States before he was dragged out of the courtroom, he stood up and said that he had given millions of dollars to Pelosi and Hillary to keep the border open, to keep the drugs running in the United States.
Of course.
You notice you don't hear anything about him anymore.
Well, of course not. He was probably Arkansas.
Exactly. That would be.
See, that's what happens. And people, I'm going to tell you what. One of these days, I'm going to do another video on Hillary Clinton. I'm going to tell you what. I don't profess to hate anyone, but I'll tell you what. I can hate their actions and what they do and everything they stand for, because I don't think God wants me to hate, but on the same token, he gives you righteous indignation. And that gives even a Christian the right to despise another person, such as Hillary Clinton, to the point of she needs to be gone.
She is, Umpire's Post, I was just reading his last comment. They're not insane. They're evil. They know what
Evil.
they're doing. They are very, very evil people. They know what they're doing.
And it starts everywhere from missing children
Oh,
to child rape and exploitation to child sacrifice
we're going
with
to
these people.
I'm going to do a piece on that. It's massive.
Well, when you do, let me know because I want to join you because I have a lot of information on these pedivores.
It'll make your stomach turn, people.
It will.
It's
When you realize what these people do to your children, our children, yeah. When you realize what they do to these poor little missing and exploited children, oh, you will vomit.
Bobby knows the story. I had a firsthand experience with it. It was terrible. It was terrible.
Go ahead. Go. I think people would love to hear that story. I really do. It took you out of law enforcement.
Yeah. It was the rape and murder of a 12-year-old girl. The guy that had did it, I had arrested a year prior, and this guy was out of his freaking mind. And all the people that I've dealt with over the years, there was only twice that the hair on my neck stood up, and this guy was one of them. Mm-hmm. This guy was out of his mind, and he raped her and killed her. It was the scene. The crime scene was so violent that they brought the medical examiner's office to the scene. Let's put it that way. I'm not going to get into complete detail because even the family doesn't know how bad she was. It was definitely one of the most horrific scenes that I was ever at. And what pissed me off beyond belief is the guy that did it. When I had arrested him prior, he went to court for it. He should have been in jail because he had beat his girlfriend. The courts let him go because I didn't read him his rights in Spanish. I read it to him in English. So they nollied the case. If he had been charged that day, she would still be alive today. And I took that.
And I'm not going to go into gross details, but and I'm just going to gloss over it. But this was such a horrific murder and rape. Let's put it this way: her head was not attached to her body. And I'll tell you, fighting the fan. I have a similar story, but it wasn't from evil. It was by God's hand that I had this child to take care of. But that is a horrific thought, and it's a horrific story. And I'll tell you, brother, had you had a hard heart and not been a good man, you could have probably got through that without any trouble. But that just goes to show you ended a career over one incident because it just destroyed everything you believed.
Well, like I said, and I only say so much, but I actually was there, spent 4 hours with the body waiting for the ME to show up.
Right.
And to look at this little girl. And I made a promise to her, and I'll take it to my grave with me. Let's put it that way. Yeah. I don't care what it cost me. I made a promise to that little girl. I feel like I let her down.
Right.
And I'll stand behind that.
Well, bless your heart, brother.
Flat out.
Prayers go out to you and for that little girl. Hey, DM Damad, good to see you here.
So, that's, when I tell people there's an evil side to this world, there is an,
because you know it firsthand.
There's an underbelly to this world. I could, I can go on for days about cases and stuff that I was involved in directly or indirectly. And it's just freaking incredible. And, we get into the missing children and the pedophile ring and stuff like that. Oh my God. I'll tell you what, it's going to make your blood boil.
And it's a very, very, very deep chasm. I mean, there are many, many people involved. I mean, hundreds of thousands involved.
Oh, it's huge. I was told a long time ago that when it starts, I was, before they started investigating this, and this was a long time ago, that this was going to go right up to the Vatican.
Amen. I agree.
Yep.
To the Vatican and to the Queen herself.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I used to do a lot of child exploitation videos, and I have documentation that I'm going to try to get this right if I can bring it from memory. The International World Court,
yep,
in Belgium, found Prince Philip and the Queen guilty of murder, simply because they went to Canada. They signed out 10 Canadian national Indians, children's in an orphanage. They signed out 10 of them, and they never brought them back.
No.
Well, after a period of time, the International World Court says, well, where are they? They were given no answers, and they were found guilty in abstention. But the World Court has no arresting body, so nothing is done. So I'm going to tell you right now, yeah, pedophilia goes all the way to the Queen.
Oh,
I don't care if you believe it or not.
Oh,
I don't. It goes to the Vatican, the Queen. It goes to the top of most politicians that you know names of. It's everywhere. I've been preaching this for over a year. Your pedophiles live next door. They live in your neighborhoods. They're in your churches. They're in your schools. They're in your police and fire departments. And guess what? They may be even in your own house.
Hey, listen, we've had so many sheriffs down here that have been caught up in it. They just got another one recently. They found child porn downloaded on his computer, and he was trying to hook up with a little boy.
My.
You know, my personal feeling, I mean, I know we were talking in the beginning, you know, about being understanding, but for these pedophiles like that, these sex traffickers,
there is no understanding for pedophilia.
I mean, personally, and I'll say it flat out, you know, if I walked in on something like that and they were in the act, no questions asked. There's a rope going around your ankle. The other end's going in the hitch of my truck, and I'm dragging you right down Main Street till there's nothing left of you. Done. Save the taxpayers millions of dollars. Done.
I agree with you. 100%.
Because people don't understand. I see a lot of people say when we talk about pedophiles and stuff, well, lop them off. It's not the sexual aspect of it. It's the psychological aspect of having control and power over an individual.
Yep.
People need to understand that. So you could neuter them, do whatever the hell you want to them. They're still going to do it because it's not down here. It's up there.
That's right. Yeah.
It's all about power and control. Who has power and control over us? The government. Who are the pedophiles? Ta-da.
The government. No, there's a lot. I'm not going to say there's not. There's a lot of pedophiles, you know, in our societies and our towns and stuff like that too. But when you get into our government, you know, when you have so much money and so much power, or that you think you have, you know, you have to find something else to exert that power over, because you've already shown, well, I've got power over my constituents. I've got power over Congress. I've got power over my people in Congress. You know, I'm like, well, Hillary as a senator, she was a nobody, but she made heads roll. And so here you go. I'm all this. So I'm a pedophile. I have nothing else to conquer. I have nothing else for fun. So what do? I start abusing children.
Yeah.
And I get tired of abusing them because they don't go far enough. So then I go into abusing them and actually, you know, cutting them up and then killing them. And then that wasn't enough. So then I had to start eating them.
Yeah.
And that's not enough. So what are they going to do now?
Oh, it's sick. Tactical technician. I feel you, brother.
I'm going to tell you, we were to take them to the highest tree and hang them. You know, I got blocked from Twitter for saying that. You know, I mean, and I believe in my heart that Hillary Clinton is a pedivore and a pedophile. And I believe that Huma Abedin is, as well as
Oh
John
yeah.
Podesta and a
Oh, yeah.
whole lot of people in Congress that you haven't heard the names of yet. Why do you think Pizzagate was squelched?
Yep.
Because
Listen,
too many big names were in that.
yeah. And what a lot of people don't know is when they seized Aberdeen's
Wiener's laptop.
laptop, NYPD got it. All the cops
Right.
that were involved in looking at that are dead.
That's
Every
right.
one of them is
Yeah,
dead.
I remember one lady in particular, one female officer was sitting at a red light, and they just walked up to her car and shot her in the head.
Yeah.
You know,
what
and
we're
ended
dealing
her
with.
story.
Yep. This is what we're dealing with, people.
Yeah, we're talking about the cabal.
Oh
Is
yeah.
what we're talking about.
Yeah. We're
And
up.
if you think there is not a cabal, oh my Lord, I pray for you, because it goes all the way back before the Illuminati. This has been going on for centuries and centuries and centuries.
Yeah.
And they're getting stronger and stronger and braver,
Yep.
but they're also getting careless.
Yes. The good thing is, though, is when these indictments finally do go down, a lot of their handlers are going to be gone.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be a lot more than you ever dreamed.
Yeah.
And it's going to come from both sides of the aisle.
Tigger wrote, was Epstein a suicide? No, I don't think so. There's too many problems with that, Tigger. If you get your number, my number from Bobby or whatever, I'll explain it. There's a lot to it. But from my point of view and what I've experienced, there's way too many coinky dinks. Let's put it that way. And now the fact that Giselle Maxwell, his girlfriend, is now also missing.
Yeah, I haven't looked. I've looked her up, and I haven't been able to find her for the last 6 weeks.
They actually had just allowed a judge to serve her via email on her phone if they can find her.
Really?
First time it's ever been done. She's being served over her email. They'll give her 6 days to respond. If she doesn't, she's in default. But big deal. You can't find her anyways.
Well, bless your heart, Rooster, man. I can understand justified shooting like that. Yeah, you said Podesta. Yeah, they've got him, buddy. I'm going to tell you. As a matter of fact, John Podesta's brother.
Yeah.
What was his name?
I don't remember.
I can't remember, but his brother. He had a multi-million-dollar company, and all of a sudden he disappeared.
Yeah.
And his company was liquidated. And we have not seen him now since 2018.
And where's the money?
Yeah, the money went to the treasury, went to the coffers. Just like President Trump said, he was going to start taking these people's money and putting them in jail.
There you go. Exactly. And that's why they're so nervous.
All right, people, on that nervous note, we're going to end it. It's been our hour, and there may be other people wanting to come on, but John, I'll tell you what, brother, I always enjoy having you here. And it seems like everybody enjoyed it too, because the chat has been awesome. Mark Miller, DM DeMod, Steve Bevins, Rooster Cogburn, DPFX99999, Mark Miller. All right, guys, y'all have a great one. Tigger, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Remember, 1,500 sub giveaway. I'm giving away a silver bar and a Trump coin. So subscribe, leave me a comment. You'll be in the drawing.
Yep.
I love you guys. John, I'll be talking to you a little later.
Yep.
Thank you, brother. And
Thank you.
Next time,
and
we'll set it up for a longer period.
And people, keep fighting the fight. It's starting to work. I'm telling you, keep fighting the fight. Don't take no crap from nobody. And, do what you got to do.
Amen to that, brother. All right, John.
I'll
talk to you.
Open if I have to, but I'm going to fight that fight.
All right, guy. We'll talk to you soon.
Very good. Bye-bye, everybody.
Right. Thanks, brother.